So the knobs, you're in the Knob region of Kentucky. The knobs are a very unique geographical existing location where the knobs come up more predominantly in our region. They go along the Cumberland Range for a long period of time, but they're really beautiful right in here. So I just went with that. That's why I went with the name of the location. And our public has identified. I never really wanted to be in business for Studio 105 or Tater Knob, but Tater Knob has become more of a name that I am Mrs. Tater Knob, and David's Tater Tot, and Jeff doesn't, he's not Mr. Tater at all, but I'll claim that, you know, I don't mind that a bit. It's not too far away. It's a custom-made body of clays, 3 different clays that are blended together to create one clay body. 2 of clays come from Oak Hill, Ohio area, which is near Ashland, Kentucky. So it's right where West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky come together. So 2 of the clays come from that area. They're totally different in color. And the 3rd clay comes from Paducah. And those 3 are blended in an exacting formula, and that's done by a company down in North Carolina. And so they buy the dry clays, they mix it for us and ship us wet clay ready to throw. Throwing is a term that we use for making a pot on the wheel. It is a colloquialism of our region and nationwide, worldwide. Down in North Carolina, they might call it turning, just like you turn a piece of wood. And the steps that are what the basic steps for working in clay for me is weighing the clay out so that I can make things over and over again the same size and price. Centering the clay on the wheel, which is the most difficult thing to learn. And centering comes along with a lot in regards to life and being centered. But putting all the clay in the middle of the wheel, very, very difficult. It took me 3 years to master that step only. I did a lot of pots before 3 years was over, but after the 3rd year I could do it without focusing. And then every time you get it, you do a step, and I teach step by step. Okay, center the clay, open up the hole, open up the base, bring up the walls. Each time you touch it, you can knock it off center. And so you've got to learn to breathe, and Jeff brought that up in the conversation with Brandon. I've got to remember to breathe. He was throwing 6-pound balls of clay into lamps. That's very, very hard to do. This clay is really stiff to throw upright like that. It's how you get it shiny. We actually take the wet colored clay vessels while they're still wet and add a coat of colored clay called slips to the vessel to create a lot of depth and color to our wear. Then they dry. Then we fire them to 1,900 degrees, wax them, glaze them, and fire them the second time to 2,185 degrees. The fact that we're real people doing a beautiful thing out of a real piece of earth, they already know that if they've been here before, and they've bought a vessel and they've used it. The experience of seeing the person make the item, the learning of the process, the difficulty of the process, the taking it home and putting it to their mouth to drink their morning cup of coffee, that's magical. They know me. I'm capable of having that few seconds of making them feel like I've known them forever, which is genuine. Just a simple act of food and fellowship and education and quality of the wear. The wear is quality. It's durable, it's long-lasting, it's significantly capable of being used. It doesn't just sit. If your use is to look at it, that's okay, that's a use. If your use is to put it in the oven with a cake in it and serve your friends out of a beautiful dish and have them be enamored and enjoy that moment a little more because it's enhanced your life, then art has worked. And I think all of those things, all those components have made this business the point of destination that people continue to use it as. The business of throwing pots got started a long time ago, but the educational component has always been a part of what you have had. No matter if it was in town for the first 12 years of the business, you got an opportunity to see us at work. And that's made us a genuinely different place in the world, and maybe even in that realm that I've had lots of folks who've come here from all over the United States who are just amazed that we let them into our space to be up close and personal with us and treat them lovingly and kindly with a good cup of coffee or a little snack. And they get more than the product. They get an experience, an education, a memorable, pleasant occasion, and then they tell their friends, and more friends come, and that's a good thing.